Welcome. So, you're running a MongoDB database, right? You know it's the heart of your application. But let's be honest, sometimes it can feel like a total mystery. Well, today, we're going to change all that. We are cracking open the toolkit you need to monitor your database like a pro. Okay, let's get into it.
Think about it. You hit run, your app is working, data's flowing, but what is actually happening inside your database? Is it struggling? Is it bored? Is there one specific query that's slowing everything down? You know, when things go wrong, or even when you just want to optimize, a black box is the last thing you need.
So in this explainer, we're going to build your complete monitoring toolkit piece by piece. We'll kick things off with the historian's favorite tool, the logs. Then we're going to fire up two awesome live dashboards, mongostat and mongotop. After that, we'll cover the real deep dive commands, serverStatus and db.stats. And by the end, you'll see exactly how all these pieces fit together.
But here's the good news. We can totally light up that black box. MongoDB actually comes packed with a bunch of built-in tools that give us visibility at every single level. It's really all about knowing where to look, and more importantly, which tool to grab for the job at hand.
So imagine this. Something has gone wrong, or maybe you're just investigating a performance issue from last week. Where do you even begin? What's the very first step in any database investigation?
Well, you start with the story of what happened. And that story, it's written down, line by line, in the log files. This is your historical record. It's literally the diary of your database. And it's our first and probably most fundamental tool.
And this is such a crucial point. Before we jump into fancy dashboards or super complex commands, we have to start with the ground truth. And the simplest, and honestly, often the most powerful tool is the good old log file.
Right. It's one thing to know the logs exist, but it's a whole other thing to actually use them effectively. So let's take a look at how we can get to this information and, more importantly, how we can filter it to find exactly what we're looking for.
Now, the coolest feature of the logs isn't just that they exist, it's that you can control their level of detail on the fly. You can crank up the verbosity for just one tiny part of the database without getting completely flooded with noise from everything else.
So, from the Mongo shell, you can view the logs pretty easily with show log global. But the real power comes from db.setLogLevel. This command lets you change the detail level anywhere from 0 for just the default info, all the way up to 5 for some seriously intense debugging.
Let's break this command down for a sec. SetLogLevel is so powerful because it takes two arguments. First, the level of detail you want, right? And second, the specific component of the database you actually want to target.
And believe me, you can get really specific here. Are you trying to debug a slow query? Just turn up the logging for the query component. Investigating a weird replication issue? Just target the replication component. This lets you surgically zoom right in on a problem area. It's awesome.
And here's where you really see the practical power of this. At the default, level 0, your log is pretty quiet. But let's say you're debugging a slow query. You can crank up the verbosity for just the query component to level 2, and bam! Suddenly your log just lights up with all this rich detail about every query plan, and you don't get all that extra noise.
Okay, so logs are fantastic for looking into the past. But what if your server is slow right now? For that, we need a live dashboard. And luckily, MongoDB gives us two great command line options for this.
First up is mongostat. I want you to think of this as an EKG for your database. It gives you this continuously updating, real-time snapshot of your entire server's activity, showing you all the vital signs as they happen.
When you run it, you'll see this table of metrics just updating every single second. You can instantly see the throughput, your inserts, queries, updates, and watch critical resources like memory usage and active connections to spot potential bottlenecks across the entire instance.
But what if you know the server is busy, but you don't know which collection is causing all the load? That's when you bring in our second dashboard, mongotop. If mongostat is the EKG, then mongotop is the specialist that tells you exactly where the time is being spent. It breaks down all the read and write activity, collection by collection.
So, dashboards give you a great live overview, but sometimes you need to pull a detailed report, like a full snapshot of the server's health, or the state of just a single database. For that, we have two more commands. First up is db.serverStatus. This command, wow, it returns this massive document with hundreds of metrics about the entire Mongo process. Memory, connections, locks, you name it. It's like a full physical exam. Then for a more focused view, you have db.stats.
This gives you key statistics for just one database, how many collections it has, its total data size, and the size of its indexes.
So now we have our complete toolkit. The real key here is knowing which tool to reach for. Are you playing historian and looking at something in the past? Grab the logs. Are you a real-time analyst watching a live issue unfold? Fire up mongostat or mongotop. A detective needing a deep snapshot? You're going to run serverStatus or db.stats.
I really hope this has helped demystify MongoDB monitoring and armed you with the right tools for the right job. If you found this useful, you know what to do. Please like, share, and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Thanks for watching.